Welcome to episode 2, Attack of the Cat. Just kidding. Hey, buddy. We're going to go ahead and proceed with part 2 of the Q&A session with Cinnabon. So I've got our 2 pages here. I know now there's going to be 4 parts in this series, unless for some reason there's a barrage of questions sent. Questions, by the way, currently are closed, but save them for a future video. I'm sure we're going to do another Q&A session. It's a tradition at this point after, a milestone. Typically every 5 to 10,000 subscribers. It's fun just to kind of do a Q&A to catch up for any questions anyone has. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah? This one we'll probably get through fairly quickly, I hope. We'll find out, I guess. But I think you all enjoyed it anyway, so. I just have to ask, do you intend on marrying a woman and having children? Yes, I definitely do. That's one of my goals. Honestly, it's probably the most important goal, right? I mean, how could that not be? What happened to Chucky the Woodchuck? So what happened to Chucky? I don't believe Chucky is with us anymore. I think I would have to imagine he's deceased. Chucky, for those of you who don't know, was a woodchuck that would let me get really close to him. I think he was sick. He had a limp or injured. Woodchucks are regarded as a pest animal. People out here, they just shoot them all the time. Not that I would or did. I did not. But he probably got picked off by not a woodchuck, a coyote or something, or a cat. So I really don't know what happened to him, but he probably passed away. Again, if I would have taken him to a nature center, they'd probably just laugh at me. Because it's just kind of like almost viewed as like a sparrow. It's really not. It's not like a bird of prey or something like that. If an owl or a hawk was sickly, that's a different story. It's a woodchuck. People kill those things all the time. Not to say they're, worthless. I think they're kind of cute, but it is what it is, right? Have you ever been really cross with Cinnabon? I had to kind of think about that word. Cross is not a word I hear. I believe they mean like, have you ever been really authoritative, perhaps? Cross, like I don't know if maybe they meant to say another word, but I think they're asking, have you ever been like mean to him or strict? Yes. Early on, he was really rough in the house. He would claw stuff, and when I would do that, I would just scruff him and say no. So he knows better. Or if I yell at him, I say no in like a stern tone. He knows what it means. What's your favorite piece in your home? What's your favorite movie besides Star Wars? I like the Jurassic Park series and the Terminator series. I have a lot of favorite movies. Most all Quentin Tarantino movies I enjoy. And I like some random movies, like guilty pleasures, if you will, movies that are not generally regarded as being bad that I like. One is Doom, the 2005 Doom with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Carl Urban. And Ben Daniels, Richard Brake, those are some more obscure actors. And I also like Outpost. Outpost also has Richard Brake in it and Ray Stevenson. I like a lot of random movies, tons of them. I'm not a huge fan of the Marvel movies. I think they're way overrated, like hardcore. In fact, I like the DC movies significantly more. Let's see here. Oh, favorite piece in your home? I gotta think about that one. I have so many. It would probably have to be... I've showed you this before. This was asked before on another Q&A session. It's a rifle. I'll go ahead and show it to you again, just briefly this time. Hang on. This is what I showed last time. It's a rifle. It's a Zastava M70 AB2. It's Yugoslavian. Currently, it would be Serbia. This is special to me because it has Trenchard in it. The Trenchard, based on the translation, belonged to a Serbian Orthodox Christian soldier. This rifle was made in 1989, destroyed overseas, and then rebuilt in America with some American parts. Darko, it's a Serbian name, and a basketball player, if I'm not mistaken. But since you already saw this one, I'll show you a different one that's also one of my favorites. This is a Heckler & Koch SL81 to G36K conversion. It's pretty cool. They literally cut the rear end off, and long story short, this is basically 2 guns in one, because you can't buy these you can't just buy these like they are. Isn't that right, buddy? It's special, just like you. You can't be bought either. This is registered with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms in a Form 1 as an SBR. A few of you probably know what that means. It means there's a tax stamp associated with this. For pretty much everyone, for most people, possession of this would get you 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. But I have paperwork for this bad boy. The only reason is because it has a 12.5-inch barrel, with the stock. That's normally would be illegal, but this has the paperwork. So no one's ever asked to see the paperwork at the range because at face value, this rifle appears to be normal. You know, it looks like a 16-inch barrel on first glance, even though it's 12.5-inch. So, yeah, with this kind of stuff, you want to make sure you have the right paperwork because you don't want to spend time in prison. Because if you do, then you won't get to see your pets. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and move on to the next question. Since we're down here, we'll just continue it down here. Let's see here. If this channel does really, really well, would you consider getting one of those cat flaps? Not sure why. I'm assuming they mean like if I make a ton of money from these videos, then I could afford one. That open only if Cinnabon triggers it. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I guess I don't know exactly what that is. That way Cinnabon could come and go. It would involve getting him microchipped. Okay, so it's probably an electronic door system. I could consider that, I suppose. This is probably one of the best questions. No offense to the other questions. This one is, you meet the woman or man or gender neutral. Well, I assure you it would be a woman in my case. But thanks for being inclusive of everyone. Okay, you meet the woman of your dreams with a beautiful personality, but she has a severe allergy to cats. What would you do? With a wink. That is a terrific question. I thought about this. I thought about it a lot more after being asked again. You know, I think since Cinnabon was here first, I would have to give him the advantage of that. So, sorry, ladies, if you're allergic to Cinnabon, I don't think it's going to work. But, you know, perhaps we could figure out a way to wrap Cinnabon up. Yeah, we could wrap you up so they don't get sick from you. But, yeah, I don't think it would work. Sorry. You know what they say? Bros before? No, I'm just kidding. Or women would say sisters before misters, huh? I don't know. It's one of those things that, I mean, I could go both ways, I guess, depending on who it was. But, I mean, being realistic, most relationships don't work out. So how mean would it be if I throw Cinnabon out and then things wouldn't work out? And then I'd be like, oh, you can come back in, Cinnabon. You know, it's kind of weird. So, great question, by the way. If you choose to give Cinnabon away, I'll have him. That's funny. So obviously the person that asked this is not allergic to cats. What happened to his tail? I don't know. That's an odd question. Perhaps nothing, as far as I know, happened to his tail. He gets a lot of burrs in his tail, so maybe I made a comment about that. But his tail is fine as far as I know. Where do you and Cinnabon spend Christmas together? Well, last Christmas, Cinnabon, I'm trying to remember. We spent it at my house, typically. Yeah, last Christmas he was around. The Christmas before, I had my family over, and he wouldn't let me near him. So we just kind of watched him from inside. But yeah, we spent Christmas here. And also, do you plan on getting a cat tower for him and changing his wet food brand? No, I'm going to keep the wet food brand. Eames or Iams, whatever it's called. Liams, I don't know. IAM or the LAM, I can't tell what the letter is. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to change it. There's nothing wrong with that brand. Are you going to get a cat tower? Perhaps. Maybe build one or buy one. Have you ever tried eating Cinnabon's food? I have not. I've tried dog food, but cat food is disgusting, from what I understand, and have been told by others. What is Cinnabon's favorite spot to pet? Neck, butt, back? I would say his chin or his cheeks. I guess his neck. He's never really tried petting his neck, but he likes his cheeks scratched and petted, don't you? It's kind of hard to do with just one hand, but he likes it when I use both. Like, yeah, right under the chin. Mm-hmm. What a good boy. I'm wondering, what surprised you the most about becoming a cat person? Probably, I would have to say, well, he's kind of dog-like in some ways. What surprised me is how, oh, that's right. Did you try to bark? Try to be a little dog? So I guess just how he follows me around the house surprises me. I didn't know that cats would do that in most cases. What have you, I should have probably edited some of these because of the weird spelling grammar. I don't understand this. What have you nor expected or not expected to gain from your relationship with Ginger Boy? Oh, I don't know if I can answer because I don't understand what the question is. I feel like I'm in court now. Can you please repeat the question? What have you nor expected to gain from your... I didn't really expect anything, really. I just thought I was doing the right thing, and I believed I was doing the right thing with Cinnabon, just taking him in, you know. He's a starving-looking cat. He's at my doorstep. I'm not going to say no to that. I'd feel terrible just leaving him outside. Do you play video games? Any favorite game of all time? I used to play video games all the time on the computer for the most part. My favorite game of all time is Doom on the PC, old school Doom, although I enjoy the newer one. Doom 3, that's new to me by my standards. I've not played the super new ones. But I also play classic video games on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. Those are probably my current favorites, even though they're really old for the most part. How does he respond to kisses? He likes kisses. I kiss him on the head sometimes. It's hard to get on video. Hi, Lex. Would you ever think of installing a cat flap door? You can get the ones which only allow Cinnabon in if he wears a special collar, which means other cats can't get in. This kind of was asked already with a different form. I would consider that. Does Cinnabon sleep indoors at night? He normally does. The last few weeks, he's been sleeping in my bed. Like clockwork, he leaves at 3:30 to 4 every morning. He kind of gets rambunctious and wants out, which is interesting. It doesn't really bother me that much. What do you think is the best trait Cinnabon has? I would have to say he's really good with other people when they come over. I think that's cool with the cat. Some cats, I've had it where I go to a buddy's house or whatever, and you walk it through the door and the cats shoot away and under her bed and they're just terrified. I think it's cool that Cinnabon's very social. What do you think makes Cinnabon special to people who don't know him? That's a good question. I guess that's a question for you guys, right? I think most people, I think he's cute. A lot of people, I think the people that don't know him, I've heard many times people that see photos or like at the vet when they see him for the first time, they say, oh, look at his pink nose. They love his pink nose, his mouth, lips, and feet. Toe beans. They love those features on him for some reason, which I think they're cute, but I never expected people to pick up on that initially. Do you have any nicknames for Cinnabon by now? Yes, I'm trying to remember them because I just say them. Cinnabon. I call him Little Buddy, Little Kitty Cat all the time. I like the ones that you've given him, Bon Bon, or Cinnadon. I don't really call him that though. I probably call him other things. Let's see here. Lex, do you think Cinnabon understands that you were helping him? I think so. I wondered that initially when I would put food out and he wouldn't come near me. I think he knew because he would see me and associate with me in food. So I would say yes. Also, aren't burrs awesome? They were made especially to travel in fur and spread seeds. They were also the inspiration for the inventor of Velcro. Yeah, I think they are pretty cool. They're a great design. I believe in intelligent design. Some people do not. They believe evolution. Either way, no matter how you look at it, if it happened by mistake, that's pretty amazing. But I believe it was intentional. It's pretty cool how that stuff works. Just wondering if you had considered a cat tree for Cinnabon. Okay, next to the sliding door. Yeah, people say that he wanted a higher vantage point to see outside. Others have said that their cats have one next to the dinner table, but they kind of disregard it. I'm just reading through it. This is a loaded question. Yeah, I could do a video. They're asking if I could do a video of building it out of logs. Yeah, perhaps. I think what I'll do, though, is make several, in the winter when he's in here more, I'll make several scratching posts for him that are made out of logs, because he uses those outside, as you've seen in his outdoor videos. Do you think you would ever get another cat? Possibly, if the right opportunity presented itself, but I don't know. It's like tattoos. People that get tattoos tend to get tons of them. They can't stop. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't care. Why do you say wet cat food instead of wet food? That's a funny question. Because I'm referring to cat food that's wet, not any human food. So the cat in that denotes it's food for cats. It's just kind of fun to say. Wet cat food. When did you start collecting guns and military and vintage stuff? I used to collect, and I still do it to some extent, Star Wars stuff. Gun stuff, it came with my interest in firearms. I'll show you some of the earliest gun stuff I collected. And what's the first item that you have ever purchased in your collection? Wow, that's a good question. As far as Star Wars stuff goes, I have stuff that's super old. I'll go ahead and show you something real quick. Yeah, why don't we do that? This is the last question in this video. Let's put these guns away first. We don't want Cinnabon to do anything foolish with them, do we? No, he's too young for these right now. Here we have a Polish ammo crate. Pop that open. So these are some various AR magazines. These two I bought at an antique store. Gosh, I'd have to say maybe 15 plus years ago. I was too young to own weapons at the time, firearms, and I thought they were cool because they say restricted law enforcement, government use only, 1094. Isn't that interesting, buddy? At the time these were made, they were made between 1994 and 2004. During the U.S. assault weapons ban, it was 10 years. Oh, you didn't? There you go. It was a 10-year assault weapons ban, which did absolutely nothing but frustrate lawful gun owners. Expired, had a sunset provision. I have two of these. I bought these because they're cool. I still don't have a weapon that takes these yet. I'm working on a Vietnam era build, but these are probably the first firearms related things I bought. What's kind of cool, these are pretty much the earliest design of the 30 round mag. I'll show you a more modern design. German, Heckler and Koch. Polymer, this one's cool. I'm not going to get into a gun video now, but this one matches Cinnabon, doesn't it? So, you know, several, probably 50, 60 years of design change right here. The original ones for the weapon were 20 round mags. These are both 30. So, I thought that was kind of cool. Now, anyone in most states, most I consider free states, can have these, despite the markings. The markings on them now are more a novelty. They're indicative of an era where, well, there were restrictions. See, this is a H&K 416 or SA 80 magazine. I have another one that is identical. I have another one that is identical, except there's that marking. So this magazine is identical to the other one you just saw. You know, the black one, but it also has the marking. So these are various mags are marked this way because at the time they didn't want civilians owning these because they're so dangerous apparently. But so that's that. Nice little random magazine talk. Hey, little buddy. I'm just going to show him some Star Wars stuff, huh? Some Star Wars stuff that I acquired a long time ago. Here we go. These are 1983 Return of the Jedi action figures. Lighting is less than ideal right now, but you can kind of see what they look like. These are unopened from that time. I thought that was kind of cool. Cinnabon wants some attention, so he shall get that. Hi! Oh, how's my little buddy doing? Doing good, little buddy? You enjoying these questions and answers? Yeah? Wouldn't it be cool if we can get a little kitty translator to ask him questions? Oop, got a little burr in your back. That'd be so interesting, wouldn't it? I think it would be. Well, thank you all for watching part 2. Stay tuned for part 3, which will come the day after the day you're watching this video.